Hi everyone, my name is Crystal. I am back with a new video. Hi guys, Happy New Year. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you are safe. And yeah, may 2022 bring better things in our lives, I don't know, better jobs, better love life, better friendships, just may things get better. And today's video is going to be a tutorial on how I do eyeshadows. So this actually has been requested by quite a few people, and recently this person, Jill Apuya, I'm so sorry if I'm butchering your name, really sorry. She said that I'm a beginner and I want to start doing my eyeshadow. Can you do a tutorial please? I like your eyeshadow looks. Thank you so much. You're a cutie. I totally do not have anything on my eyes right now. I'm going in with a mindset that, okay, I totally don't know how to do makeup. What am I supposed to reach for? I'm gonna break it all down for you guys. So I have palette selection, brush types, and even your prep for your eyes even. Do check the timeline, please scrub through, because I think I will definitely put timestamps on the relevant chapters, like what is what, that kind of stuff. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so I zoomed out in a little bit even closer to see what is going on with my eyes, and you can see that I have rather round eyes with double eyelids. I have lid space, but I don't have much lid space because I also have to work with rather low eyebrows around here. So yes, let me just start it off by saying that your eye shape actually matters when it comes to placement of eyeshadows. So for example, you have monolids. If you're gonna follow my tutorial and place it exactly where I'm talking about, you may not get the desired eye look or eye effect. So if this is a series that you would like to, keep up and follow, maybe I can invite some of my friends over and just do their eyeshadow looks. Let me know, I'm totally down to do that. So let's start off with prep. If you want your eyeshadows to last long, use an eyeshadow primer. This is the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer, which is the one that I usually use over here, but I understand that this is actually quite expensive and some people may not find it very affordable. Another dupe of this is actually from Etude House. It's their little primer 10 potion bottle. I don't think I have it with me anymore. Do avoid using concealer as your eyeshadow base, because the thing about concealer is that it has moisture to it, so it's easier for your eyeshadow to crease. I know this was a trend to use it in 2016, 2017. Girl, that was me as well. I did the same mistake back then. The difference between this and this is because that for a eyeshadow primer, what it does, it has this silicone-y slip to it, and it has a little bit of a grip, and you can see how thin it is in texture. So when it comes to makeup, right, apply in thin layers, and that's how you get your makeup to look good, not cakey, and it will adhere better to your skin. So I just use one swipe, distribute it evenly. Alright, so now the prep is done for your base eyeshadow. Now I'm moving on to brush selection. You need 4 basic brush types to start off your makeup journey. The first one is actually a blending brush over here. This is by ColourPop. ColourPop actually produces really good synthetic brushes. Another one is actually a short, dense brush like this. It's kind of like a pencil brush with a bit of thickness to it over here. Flat shader brush as well. This is honestly quite optional, and I'll explain why later. And you have a pencil, literally a pencil nib brush like this. Oh, something like this. You can see there's a little pointy nib over here. So for palette selection, I would recommend looking for a palette that has variable tonal range. So for example, look at this Roman palette over here. You can see it ranges from light to dark, and you have some mattes over here that can help build your eye look while having multiple shimmer shades. If you're looking for something smaller, the 3CE Overtake palette. This one is a little bit more confusing for beginners maybe, because you don't know where to put it, but this is a very easy palette. They can select anything in here and you put it on your eyes, it will look good. Peach Sea also as well has this eyeshadow palette over here. This is the soft brown one. CLIO one over here. You can see you have a nice white matte and then you have a brown, but this is more on a light to light medium eyeshadow looks. It really depends. If Korean beauty eyeshadow palettes are not that easily accessible to you, I recommend ColourPop for beginners as well. Going Coconuts, this is a good neutral palette if you're not of that really warm look. You like more neutrals, then this is a good neutral palette. ColourPop California Love, this one over here, this is a very warm. You can see it's a very neutral look. That yellow is just that pop of color, honestly. Color palette, you can never go wrong. Right, so in the past, people say to take a white light shade like this and set it all over. Don't do that, because what eyeshadow primer does is that it grips the most pigment, whatever shadow that touches the primer first. So if you're gonna put white all over, the base pigment is gonna be white, and any following shadow that goes on top of it, it's not gonna stick and hold and be as pigmented as the white. So it really beats the purpose. So normally what I like to do is actually I'll go in straight into the contouring shade, like this type of lighter shades. Go in with your fluffy blending brush. You can go in like this. You see, you pick up a lot of pigment. You don't want that amount of pigment on your brush. You want things to apply evenly. So what you want to do is knock off 1, 2, 3, 4 for good measure. So you see there's not as much pigment on the brush. And for me, because of my eye shade, I would like to contour the roundness around here, the eye socket. So what I do is I'll put it in here, and when you hold your brush, hold it like here. Don't hold it at the tip here, because you'd have less control. You're like, there's so much to wiggle about. So hold it closer towards the metal furrow thingy majingy. So yeah, and you go in and then you start buffing it in, and you work in swirling motions. Personally, I like to go in working like this. So I go in circles as I go along the eye sockets. So you have a very nice belly there contour, right? Next, you're gonna go in with like a medium shade. So something either this or this. Honestly, you can go in with either, but personally, because I like my eyeshadow looks to look a little bit more intense, I will go in with this brown over here. So I'm going in with this pencil brush over here. You can see I've picked up some product. I'm gonna knock it off 1, 2, 3 again, just to make sure there's no excess. And the reason why I picked this pencil brush is because I'm going in and stamping in the pigment into my outer corners over here. So you can see I'm gonna stamp it in. So when you stamp it in, you're pressing the pigment against the primer, and that's when they will start to really grip and hold onto the pigment. So once you have more or less set the place for the shadow, you can start to slowly blend into the first shade that we put. Oh my god, my curtains are like totally not showing it. I'm so sorry. So like I was saying, stamp it around here, and then you start buffing it in slowly. Okay? If you're a beginner on a budget, actually the darker shade really can work for you as your eyeliner shade. You don't have to invest in an eyeliner. So what you're gonna do is you're going to follow your lash line first. You work inwards and follow along your lash line. Always remember to apply in lesser quantity. So it's always okay to add on more makeup, but it's never okay to like take off makeup, because by then you'll be like wondering what am I supposed to do, you know, that kind of stuff. So as you can see, I would like more definition closer to my eye. You can see it's barely there. So I'm going to go in with a little bit more. Again, tapping off the excess, and I'm just going to really define the lash line around here. And then I'm going to slowly, right, flick it out around here. So there's a little like baby wing, and then I'm gonna pull it back in. Now this one really depends on my mood. Sometimes I like to add some definition to the inner corner as well. So I'll take the pencil brush that I used earlier, and maybe let's go in with this medium shade over here. And what I'm going to do is we're going to add it a little bit around here. Just a little bit, just to add some shadow. And now we're moving to the best part. The glitters, the shimmers, all of that. So you can see the top row around here is all the shimmers, and this is why I said the flat shader brush over here is optional, is because some people, like me, I prefer to actually go in with my last pinky finger, and then I'll go in with a little amount and I'll just tap it on top. Some people prefer to go in with a brush. They actually, you know, use it dry. Some people use it wet, and you know, you just like tap tap, put it on like that, because they don't want to mess up their fingers. The difference between using it dry and a wet brush is because when it's dry, you picked up maybe the shimmer particles more, not so much of the base pigment of the eyeshadow. But when you go in with a wet brush actually picks up the base pigment and the shimmer, so you get that extra foiled look. But if you don't want to do that and you don't want to, like, you know, wash one less brush, I guess. You can go in with your fingers, your little pinky, and then you just apply it like that. I'm going with my pinky, alright? So we're gonna go in with this shimmer around here, okay? And then we go in, and then we put it around the middle part of the eye. It's okay if it's messy, honestly. You can go back in and just work around it. You see? Now there's some brown shimmers. And if you feel like, oh, Crystal, I have lost definition, in example, maybe the inner corner here, we can go back in with that same pencil brush, tap into the same shadow, knock off excess again, and then we can just add the definition back in. Alright, so that's how it looks like. And if you feel like, it's a little bit too subtle, I don't like it, I want it to be more bling. Alright, then let's go in with the lighter shade over here. Only really on the center part right over here. So I'm just gonna put it here, dab, dab, dab. Center it, that's all. You can tap it out a little bit just to buff it out. You can see that there's this like spotlight effect on your eye. Add the lighter shadows to the high points of your eyes, and you add the deeper, darker tonal shadows to where you want to add shadow and depth into your eye. If you're going for more dramatic looks, I would recommend a black mascara because it's black, it's like there, you know? But if you were to use a brown mascara, it will look much more subtle. Normally for like that sweet girl kind of look, a brown mascara will work. But if you're going for more dramatic, like you want people to notice your lashes, like have more dramatic eye looks, you can go in with a black mascara. So for this one today, I'm actually going to go in with a brown mascara. Now for the lower lash line makeup, this one is really up to me and up to my mood, honestly speaking. If you don't want to do it, it's totally fine as well. I'm perfectly okay with leaving it like that. But if you want to add like some definition, like eye contouring for your lower lash line, you can totally do that. So start off, you can use the either these two shadows. So I'm going back in with the pencil brush. I'm gonna go in and just add around the lower lash line like that. I find for my eye shape, eye contouring like this is actually effective. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna add the darker shade to your outer V, but only pull it to about 1/3 of your eye. So somewhere around here. If you want to add more definition, I recommend going with an eyeliner. So to make it more defined, you put it in like this. Just like the very tip, because you want it to be a nice gradient and not like one chunk here, one chunk there, you know, that kind of stuff. You can actually add a little bit of a shimmer shade like this one over here, the bright sparkling one, the brightest one here. Again on the pinky, and then you can add it in the inner corner. Like you just paste it like right here, like very light tap. And you can see there's some like definition to like brighten your eye around here. So yeah, this is the look for one eye with eyeshadow makeup and this eye that has zero eyeshadow makeup. It's a very subtle difference, but this is very good for daily wear especially. So for this eye, we're going in with a very intense, strong eyeshadow look. This is a very fairly there kind of eyeshadow, which I normally don't do on myself, but for you guys, I will do it. I'm gonna go in with the California Love by ColourPop over here, and this is the color scheme I showed you guys. I'm gonna do the exact same steps, okay? We're gonna go into Laguna over here, this shade, in the same fluffy brush, tapping off the excess as well, and we're gonna work it into the crease again. Next, we're going in with a pencil brush, and honestly, the only like medium shade in this palette will be this brown, so we're going in, tap, like that, and then we're gonna knock off the excess, and then we're gonna stamp it there. So now you see that this is very like blocky, correct? It's like one chunk slapped over there. What we're gonna do is take your fluffy brush and you're just gonna buff it out gently. So now it's not that blocky look, at least. Alright, so I'm gonna add some definition in this part over here, the inner eye. Actually, I'm sorry, there's another medium shade, which is this one over here called Gold Rush. This is another brush, I'm cheating a little bit, but you see it's a little like dense brush again. It's very dense, so I'm gonna go in, tap again, just focusing it on the inner eye around here. Now I feel like I could add a little bit more definition back into here, so I'm gonna go in with the same pencil brush. Again, it's a lot of adding, removing, buffing out product. So yeah. When it comes to doing this type of spotlight eyeshadow, you will want to go in with a shadow that it's brighter than your outer V and inner corner matte shadow. So example like this one, you probably can add it at the outer part here, and then the inner part here you probably have to add another shade. You can combine two together. Copper kind of color over here. So it's very dark. It's like this kind of color. I'm gonna add in like just like the outside of here, like here. So we're gonna go and add Diego. Very, ooh, look at that. Ooh, okay, let's go. Let's go. Right, I'm gonna go and do my lower lash line makeup, taking the transition shade actually, and I'm just gonna pop it on the lower lash line around here. And then we're gonna take the pencil brush over here, and we're going into the darkest chocolate shade, and we're going to add some definition along the lash line again. Alright, and I'm adding a little bit of shadow underneath the lash line here. I'm just stopping like barely before my pupil. Alright, so you see how dramatic this eye is compared to that eye. Gee. Alright, I'm gonna curl my lashes now and add black mascara. So yeah, this is the black mascara on. It's a little bit, you know, disgusting because it's like drying out a little bit, not gonna lie. And I'm gonna play cheat. I'm gonna add the same shimmer shade from the Raw Man palette, bright shimmering shade. I'm gonna pop it in the center here, and yeah. Alright, so the look is done. Which side do you guys prefer? Do you prefer the soft glam kind of look to it, you know, barely there, or prefer the bam eyeshadow, you know, that kind of look? Personally, for me, this eye, because this is normally my eyeshadow style, and I really like this color story as well. It looks very dramatic. I just love dramatic eyeshadow looks, and yet somehow still neutral. That's kind of like my type of eyeshadow. And yeah, thank you once again, Jill, for recommending and requesting this eyeshadow tutorial, and other people who have requested for it as well. I hope this video was helpful. Do let me know if any more like questions, or you need more help, or you need recommendations. Do let me know as well. I will be glad to help you guys. Just drop it down in the comments below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, do remember to leave a like and subscribe. If you found it helpful, help a girl out, hit the like button, and also remember to subscribe and ring the bell as well. I upload on Fridays usually, so the bell keeps you notified on when I upload. I usually do videos about skincare, makeup, tutorials now, reviews, everything all about beauty. I love it so much. And yeah, thank you once again. Happy New Year, stay safe, and I will see you guys really soon. Bye bye!